I don't know if it's much more of a challenge. As you know, we're always going to have our system, and we're going to rank players. We won't know exactly who's going to be there, but we're still going to be prepared. I mean, in the past, when you pick up high, you still have to pick. For example, when we got Westberg or Gunnar, like that's still a pick similar to where we're picking now. So you have to be ready to make those picks, and we'll be ready.
What do you feel like are the strengths of this draft class, or at least in the first round of this draft class?
I think there's a bunch of college hitters that have really performed, and I think you'll probably see a majority of, in terms of the numbers, that'll probably be what gets drafted the most.
That tends to be your MO and the Orioles' MO under Mike Elias, at least. Do you think that's a good thing for you guys, or would that be a challenge because more of those guys are going to be off the board by the time you get there?
I think it's all the same. You sort of work with the talent pool that's there, and you try to line them up as best you can for who you think will ultimately be the best bet. And wherever we pick and whatever the player pool is, that's what we're going to do.
Matt, years ago, the rebuilding Orioles probably looked at it as, we don't need to draft a player who will help us in a year or two. We're throwing talent into the mix and going to pull out of that. Now that the Orioles are a very good team, does any of that change? Is there any thought, let's look at some guys who might be able to get there quicker?
I don't think so. Again, our job is to make the best bet we can. You know, our job is to sort of predict the future, which is very hard to do. So we're going to sort of stick with our process, and we're going to try to get the best major league value that we possibly can with every single pick.
Obviously, every day one pick has excitement around it, but when you guys are up at number 32 and it's because you have that pick because Gunnar Henderson won the Rookie of the Year award, a player that you guys drafted all those years ago, would that make it even more special?
Sure. I mean, every pick we take is exciting. I mean, we have scouts that work tirelessly to find players and to learn everything they can, and we have a front office full of people who are constantly researching. So not just pick 32, but every pick that we make this year is going to be one that I think people are excited about because there's been a lot of work that's been put in to those picks. Now, if you're speaking about Gunnar and the fact that we drafted him and developed him and he started in the major leagues and won the Rookie of the Year, I think everyone in this organization is proud about that and happy about that, and that is special.